and I know, do you want to?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Clint Fye, Rye Beach Avenue, Rye. 10 days ago, or almost 2 weeks ago, there was a presentation at the Westchester County Center by the four proponents of RFP for Playland, Sustainable Playland being one of the four. They had a table set up for each group before the presentations, and then they did presentations, some of them with videos and people speaking as well. Sustainable Playland had been selected by the county executive. The Board of Legislators didn't agree with the process. They thought that there was something that was not done properly. And therefore, the county board decided that they wanted to hold this new dog and pony show at the county center, because they, the board, wanted to be able to make the decision on their own, because they basically disagreed with what Astorino had done. The presentations were all fairly good. I thought Sustainable Playland probably had the most support. Whether it was the best presentation, I'm not sure, but the most support in the room that night. There were probably 200 or 300 people there. I'm guessing it could have been more than that. I know that they weren't expecting that many because they had to put out a lot of additional seating arrangements. But my point was, the initial selection of Sustainable Playland was done by the county executive. The board didn't agree. They wanted their own presentations, and that's where it still lies. As far as I know, they have not, the board has not made a selection yet. If they have, it certainly hasn't hit the press. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fye, for clarification. Ms. Kern, did you want to?
I was also at the Board of Legislators presentation, and until I walked in the door, I thought I probably vaguely supported Sustainable Playland until I saw all of the presentations and realized exactly what the nuts and bolts are of Sustainable Playland. I've spent the last 10 days learning as much as I can about it. There's still a lot more I need to know. There are a lot of very serious unanswered questions about Sustainable Playland's plan. And I think that it was time. I think there was, I think the process of how they got the letter of intent is flawed. I think there should have been a lot more public discussion. And I think there are an awful lot of people in Rye and in Westchester County who, when they understand what's going on with what Sustainable Playland wants to do, and when they understand that there are other options that would keep that as a viable amusement park and restore and refurbish it. I talked to 7 people today in an hour down at Playland who had no idea this was going on. And when I told them about it, and I told them about the online petition to save Rye Playland, couldn't go home fast enough and sign up. We got 650 people in 3.5 days for a petition we just put online on Thursday. There is a lot of opposition with Westchester County residents to Sustainable Playland. They just don't know about it. It's kind of a well-kept secret. And I think it's time that people in this county had a very frank discussion about how this process came to be and what the real plans are. And I think every single proposal on the table needs to be given the same amount of visibility and explanation as Sustainable Playland so that everybody can make an educated decision instead of having Sustainable Playland rammed down our throats. I haven't talked to a Rye resident yet today that supports Sustainable Playland. I've been talking to people all day. I walk around talking to people all day. And there is burgeoning support throughout Westchester County over the last week to have an outcry and to demand more public involvement and more public discussion before anybody makes any kind of a decision. So I applaud the Dog and Pony Show because it was really the first time any of this was really presented openly to the public for review. And so that's just where I stand, and I agree with this gentleman's assessment of how the meeting went. He hit it spot on.
Well, I will say that the Commission's report is totally transparent, and I think, by contrast to what the speakers have said, I think you will all be pleasantly surprised and happy with how this process, the Wright Town Park Commission's process of this RFP, is going to move forward. So we encourage public participation. We always have, and an open government as well. So,
Yeah, exactly. So just on that note, so next month they will, our Ride-Town Park Capital Committee will be making a presentation. So remember to put that in your books, Tuesday, March 19th. Mayor Feinstein's, was it last meeting with us? Is it very last Ride-Town Park Commission? You know, Mayor Feinstein's not that she's going to lose it. She's not running again. So ultimately, that'll be her last Ride-Town Park Commission meeting. So make sure you come for that. Hopefully, we'll launch that project.
And it's election night in Rybrook.
And it's election night in Rybrook, so don't forget to vote. And Portchester.
And Portchester, of course.
so can we take the meeting out of order?
Yes, please. Yep, no
Can we
problem.
get to the,
Oh, yeah.
go to the budget? or-
Good, okay, so that's that. What did you want to take next? You want to go to the budget?
Either the,
Yes.
Or well, should we go to the purchasing policy? You wanted to be here for the purchasing policy, I think, Commissioner Salnich. I know
in
you
order
have
of
to get.
priority, I think we need to talk about rates and then the budget, right?
Right, so let's
Yes.
go, good, all right. Rates. Mr. Nowotnik, you want to take us through? And Mr. Arcaro?
All right. I can do it from here.
Where's our rates sheet? That's in the
If you
middle
go
of this.
into your budget
Yeah.
packet,
Right.
somewhere around
Yeah,
the
nice.
middle, you will see, right in front of the calendar, you will see a sheet that looks just like this.
This one right here, right?
That's the one.
Okay,
All right, you'll notice that that it is essentially the same. The staff is not proposing any significant changes.
no changes, right?
Yeah, we're looking at it, and frankly, we think we did well this year because the rates were relatively stable from the year prior. And we are seeing increased resident participation. We saw increased number of permits issued. So we just felt that the stability was contributing toward more and more people saying, hey,
Jeez.
it's not a bad deal.
It's only $140 that I put, that's a pretty good deal. Permit for a family permit.
What's a better deal is for non-resident.
Now, there is one change there is
yeah.
one change that I want to point out that we did.
Well, I'll get a so the rates are unchanged. Any comments?
Yeah.
There's no change, let's talk at the rate. There's no change from last year. And I know Mayor Feinstein, you had a,
My concern is, I think it's great that the rates, especially for residents, hasn't changed. One of the things that I did is go back to the fee schedule. I have the fee schedule for 2009.
Right.
And don't ask how I found it. But the rates for the residents have increased since 2009, but the rates for the non-residents did not increase. So if you go back to the non-resident rates in 2009, they're exactly the same, 50, 210, and 310. Whereas the rates for the residents have increased a little bit. We're not talking about a lot. The family way back when was, at that point in time, was 125. I just think that the non-residents, I always want to make sure that I'm giving priority to the residents because they fund any sort of deficit.
so you're talking about the permits now, right?
The permits.
And what would
I
you,
think-
I
would just, it's not going to be appreciable.
Yeah, no.
It's not going to be an appreciable increase, but I would increase the non-resident rates, whether it be $10 or whatever. We're not going to make a fortune.
We're
But
talking
it's
about just the permits, so not the day pass.
No, not just the permits.
Right, so, okay, we're at, so the family right now is 310. How would we want to take that up to, would you suggest, 350?
I would take it up to,
400?
330, 330. No, I don't want
Oh, you don't wanna-
I don't want to go crazy.
Right,
But
so
I would-
3,
I'd raise it to at least 330. I'd raise the single to,
okay, so we'll take them up,
230, 230.
fine, 230, 330, and
And
we'll
the
leave the
senior-
seniors alone.
I'll leave the
I like to leave the
I
seniors
leave
alone.
the-
All right, so
Although it is ironic, the definition of a senior.
62 plus.
62.
That is very
They're-
ironic.
It-
Having just had my birthday, it's very ironic.
It's very ironic. There are a lot of people who are seniors who are very well employed who could
Exactly, yeah.
but I'll stick with the $50 for those seniors.
the one flaw.
330, sorry.
No, I got it. Okay. The one flaw I see in the fee structure is that you have an annual parking permit for $140. If you add that to the family resident pass, it's only $280. So I'm not sure what you get out of the Family Platinum, except
What-
for you're
what-
paying an extra.
There's a good question. Remind me what the annual parking is? You just won't go to the beach, is that it?
Yeah, the annual parking is, for example, a person that might own a dog that just wants to be able to go down to the park and not have to fork over the $4 each time
Every
they
time.
go.
We don't
Right.
have very many of them. If we had
This,
six, it's
right,
Okay.
they're
Why don't we just
relative.
eliminate it? Why do we have? Why do
Well,
we
no,
have-
I mean,
We've had a request for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You eliminated it 2 years ago, and it was asked to be put back.
All right, I remember.
Okay.
That's right, that's right.
Well, then I'm not sure what anybody gets with the Family Platinum.
That's the
Well,
beach
but I'm not
access
sure
as
what
well.
you
I
get
suppose.
with
Maybe the
Yes,
annual
but-
parking is too low.
Yeah, right, that's what I'm thinking. Because I think that you get the beach access with the Family Platinum, but then if I were
Yes.
buying,
Yes.
if I were buying a family pass, I'd buy the family and then I'd buy the parking, because I would only pay $280 instead of $335.
Understood.
So that's why I'm suggesting that we either increase the annual parking or we decrease the
Maybe the
Family
annual
Platinum.
parking cannot be used in conjunction with a permit.
Maybe you won't know
Maybe
that.
the fact the annual parking is for non-permit
We
only.
only issue one, so we wouldn't issue two.
Right. This came about because the commission at some point voted to eliminate the beach fees.
Okay.
Because originally there were beach fees that were attached to your permits.
Right.
So it was
Okay.
$1 a person kind of thing. When the commission eliminated that, that created this anomaly. But with the beach fees in place, the ratio of these permit fees was proper.
Right.
I don't know what the commission wants to do on that score. It's a legitimate point.
Well, maybe at a minimum, there should be a separation of the annual parking fee, resident, non-resident. I mean, is that a consideration?
You say you only sell 6 of them, right? mean,
I
that's-
would tell you
Well,
that you
somebody
only
sees this loophole like you have.
Yeah.
you only sold
For non-permit holders.
You only sold 11.
That's right.
You only sold 11
Yeah.
platinum permits anyway,
Right?
and you only sold something in the neighborhood of 7 or 8 annual parking permits anyway. I would recommend you consider reducing the platinum appropriately to like a $300 fee, and you might actually sell more of them. Raise the parking fee to $50, and now you don't have this anomaly at all. 150 rather, right?
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay.
So moved.
Does that sound
150?
rational to everyone?
And then is the family 150 or 140? Still got that.
Yeah.
290.
Make the parking.
Well, the
160.
annual parking
Or make
160? Okay.
Or make
Or
the
make the
family
family
member
150.
150. What do you think?
Make it 150.
Okay.
Family 150.
Which the annual
And the,
park-
wait,
No. So
Resident family.
Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Resident family is going to go up to 150.
right,
The family platinum's coming down to 300.
okay,
The non-resident single family goes to 230.
yep,
The non-resident family goes to 330.
yep,
And the annual parking goes to 150.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Perfect.
One other mistake, 9 AM to, Terry brought it up, Monday through Friday should be from 4 to 9.
Well, hold on a second. What are you talking about?
The beach is open till 9.
All right, we're saying from 4 to 8 is 4 to 9?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
That was a change from last year when it was 3 o'clock.
right. And that's what we wanted to just bring
Yeah,
to the
that is
commission's
changed.
attention. We had that midweek special, and it actually proved to be fairly effective. But what was happening is we had a whole contingent, hundreds of people actually, that would wait until 6 o'clock when we shut down our cashier
It's
booths
5 p.m.
to get onto the beach. Because then they could get onto the beach for free. So what we were trying to do was change that structure and change the timing so that we could capture that revenue, because many of those people are frankly non-residents.
That was the solid issue next.
Yes. So
Worked out okay?
We're gonna keep the beach open till 9 too.
I think we leave that up to your discretion. I mean, I don't think we're going to keep the how can I call it? I don't think we're going to keep the cashier booths open until 9 o'clock. I don't think it pays. Perhaps till 8 o'clock in the summertime, yeah?
We'll see how the days go. That's
Well-
typically how we get.
I mean, I wasn't here last year, but I remember on the city council, there was definitely some, people wanted to be able to go to the beach in the evening and watch the fireworks and not get charged, and that's why that firework fee was removed from our fee structure. So I think if we keep charging until 8 o'clock, we start putting that firework charge back
You're
in.
losing a whole lot of revenue. You wouldn't believe the people that are
Yeah.
there waiting for us to close.
But they may not come if they had to pay at 6 o'clock. So, I mean, it's hard to know whether or not you're losing revenue or not. Those are
But
people.
we made money when we charged for.
No, we definitely gave $20,000-$30,000
It's a
away.
big number.
No. The number for the firework night fee was not $20,000 or $30,000. I remember looking at this. It was not $20,000 or $30,000.
What was the number, Bishop?
The number was $11,000.
$11,000.
Is what we gave away. That was the $2
Right.
fee
So
We gave
structure.
$11,000.
But remember, that $2 fee structure really was only right around that what I would call 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, thereabouts, 9:30. 9:30 the fireworks are over. So that was a very finite, and that was only one day a week. What we're talking about here is 5 days a week. What we're trying to do is just capture that evening traffic that's there, which is substantial.
More than the day.
Substantial. And it requires us to have people stay late to clean. It requires us to probably have an extra security person
I don't know
on.
what we're discussing. What are we?
Well, I'm discussing the 4 to, when I say 4 to 8, the Monday through Friday, what we call the evening special,
Right.
where we cut the rates, basically flatline them at 5 and 5, 5 for parking, 5 for beach, and try to capture that revenue as opposed to all of a sudden having literally hundreds of people going onto the beach at
But isn't
5,
this what we
6
did
o'clock.
last year?
We did towards the tail end of the season.
Yeah, but
We did it from 3 to 6.
3 to 6 is what it is. We're shifting the hours a little bit
Okay,
here.
4 to 8. Okay,
Right.
so this is just a parking charge.
Yes.
Right.
Parking in,
Well, it's parking and
But
beach.
the beach is you're still proposing till 4 p.m.
no, till 8. $5 from 4 to 8.
for parking.
Oh,
And
I
for
see.
the
And for
beach
beach,
admission.
yeah.
When you weigh Councilwoman, when you weigh the complaints, there were 4 or 5 complaints, and we lost the whole stream of revenue.
It was $11,000, right? And so the question is also, what was the expense associated with having people on
At
staff?
that point, we only charged $2, and we started charging at 6. So from 6 to 9, we charged $2 twice a week, Wednesday and Friday. That was it.
So
This is proposing
I
taking it
apologize. I apologize. The starting point, I thought, was where we were last year. So if this is a new suggested tariff, then I'd like to better understand that. Is this a new suggested tariff?
Just new hours,
No, it's just new hours.
just new hours.
We were charging the same 5 and 5 from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
And we also discussed the fact that we didn't differentiate between residents and non-residents
Correct.
because it was just too much of a hassle
Right.
at that point in
So
time.
we're
Because we
now
raised-
going
we
from 3 to
discussed it.
6 to 4 to 9.
Right, now, the people that had permits were unaffected by this.
Right. But remember, there are also going to be concerts that take place on Tuesday. So this will affect people who go to the concerts. They will pay for parking.
Yes.
It's only the fire nights that we have accepted on Wednesdays and Fridays
For
parking.
All right, so they've always had to pay for parking. The question is beach access, right? After 6 p.m.
No, after 6 p.m., parking was typically free.
Okay.
Or, help me out here, Terry,
Parking was always $2.
$2 after 6 o'clock.
And I still think we need to do that.
Yeah, but sorry, so Terry, walk me through what we did last year and what you're proposing for this year.
What we did last year was from 3 to 6, we charged $5 to park and $5 to get on the beach. After 6 o'clock, except for firework nights, it was $2 to park and $3 to get on the beach.
Except for fireworks
That
night.
was
So
the
what are
plan.
we doing fireworks night?
$5. We put it at 70.
$5 to park. Just to,
$5 to park, $3 to get on the beach on firework night. And then it was $2 to park and $3 to get.
All right, so now you're proposing,
Keep it up, the beach open, keep everything open, well, we keep parking open till 9, not beach,
so make it 4 to 9. Can we just say 4 to 9, is that?
Yeah, 4 to 9.
So 4 to 9. And you're gonna charge for people to come in from 4 to 9. At $5 for the beach and $5 for the parking. And every night. That's the proposal. Okay, so that's a change from what we had. Okay. And this is to, because I will, and this is basically to augment revenues
You cover expenses.
Yeah.
and you cover expenses. What do we know about, I know we talked about that. What did it cost us?
There was, I don't have the dollar figure, but there were nights where there were more people after 4 or 5 o'clock than during the day. So cleanup was quite a bit, filling our garbage there, having security there, maintenance there, bathrooms, you have to have bathroom maintenance.
The
So
only thing
there are expenses.
The only thing it's gonna increase is you're gonna need 2 more cashiers, one or 2 more cashiers on a daily basis, that's it. Other than that, staff maintenance stays the same.
Is the busiest night, I'm gonna ask an obvious question, is the busiest night Friday? After, what's the rush? Because is it 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? Fireworks are at 9.
What happens
Right up
is,
to now.
it slows down between 4 and 5:30-ish,
Right.
and then from then on,
6
But-
o'clock.
So outside of Friday, when does it slow down?
outside of Friday, people wait till we close the beach to get on. So if we close at 6,
Right.
there's
There's still
like
people
a
waiting?
whole slew of
And a slew of people
just-
come up from Playland because their beach is closed.
Right, on Mondays and
And
Tuesdays.
then they come to our
Playland-
beach
right.
because they can get on nothing.
Right.
The
Sure.
parking, to be honest, I think after 6 o'clock, except for, and even the beach, I think it should be reduced. I don't think the 5 and 5 is fair after 6 o'clock, because it never was before. Except
Right.
the only night we charged $5 was
Right.
on Wednesday and Friday,
Right. Up to a certain hour, though, right?
from 6 to 9.
6 to 9, okay. Did you account for this increased revenue in the proposed budget? In your revenue stream?
Yeah, when you look at how we calculated the revenue stream, we calculated the revenue stream using the 3 different approaches that we did last year for 2012. We used the weather metrics where we calculated the average revenues per sunny day, cloudy day, rainy day, et cetera, and how many rainy days we had.
Right.
We then averaged that with a straight-on calculation of number of units in each rate category,
Right.
and just extrapolated that out and said, okay, if we did that, that would be 100% of our revenue. And then finally, Greg, help me out, what was the third one I missed?
Historical.
Oh, the historical, where we took the last 2 years and averaged the pricing. Then all 3 of those averages of averages were averaged to get the revenue
So
that
the
we have
fee,
here.
so the fee
So
structure...
it's incorporated
right.
in there.
But the fee structure is encouraging residents to go out and get a permit.
Yes.
Because if they do, then they're not paying to get on the beach, they're not paying to park, so there's no extra for a resident to come out,
No, they're paying for it.
not 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., the annual fee, if they're a resident, single, whatever it is,
Right.
the platinum, let's say, I'm sorry, I apologize. The platinum gives them free parking, free beach access. At a minimum, they'll get a reduced rate. If they're anything other than a platinum, they'll get
Well, they also, right. and
$4
the-
for parking.
And permit
free.
holders get a break in the
Right,
evenings and
right.
stuff
So
like
the
that.
point is that you can, it's worth
Right.
being a resident, you can get it.
Right. Permit holders also get a break preseason and postseason.
Right.
Where they pay $3 versus $5 for non-residents. So, I mean, we've structured a lot of this to provide incentives to the residents to get permits, and I think that showed because last year our permit revenue skyrocketed. I mean,
We also sent out the letters
Yes,
earlier. And
that's correct.
That helped.
The parking ratio is always, we always use an approximately, 20% resident and the rest non-resident parking?
Yeah, it's
roughly?
actually been improving.
So-
It was in the teens early on, but now it's more in the 20s.
So the bulk of the revenue stream that we're capturing after 5 p.m. is non-resident anyway?
That's our feeling, yes.
Okay.
Bill?
I just wanted to point out one thing from a marketing or promotional or try to imagine writing a press release that explains all this stuff. I've tried over the years.
That's what Fred and I were just talking about.
I would say, I think the big point is, we should be encouraging people to get permits, because permit
Right.
money is money that we're gonna get no matter whether it rains, it snows, whatever happens. Once you've bought a permit, that gives you a certain amount of money. It's like a membership in a club. You know you got those membership dues, so we wanna get as many people to be motivated to become permit
Right.
owners.
Exactly.
And if you charge a little bit so they have to pay for the fireworks, and that motivates them to become permit holders, that's good. And we need to think about not overloading with so many, well, if it's this, it's that. I mean, I would like to be able to write a one-page press release that would say what it costs to go to Rytown Park without getting into all these circles and arrows and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the commission can at any time, at its own discretion, waive a particular fee for a particular event. We did it already tonight. So if we felt that during the course of the season that this was too onerous, let's say, we could simply just waive that, and you guys would placard someplace on the entrance, free parking or free access to the beach. So you have to have a starting point, a basis, and I think our history is giving us this recommendation as to what we want to do with these fees, seems like.
I'm just going to say, I have a hard time charging $5 per person for beach access from 4 to 9 p.m. I just think that's a very high tariff for low premium beach time. I have no problem charging for parking. I think parking is always a premium. It's a premium 24 hours a day. If we want to get revenue from people who come in the evenings, I suggest we do it through parking and lay off the beach access. People who come at 4, or people who are coming at 6 o'clock to use the beach at 6 o'clock because it's free at 6 o'clock are coming because it's free. They're not necessarily people who are going to come anyway. So we're not necessarily going to see the huge influx of revenue from this that you might think by watching the gate and the people coming in at 6. Really, those people, if it's not free anymore, they won't come. And if you're talking about a family of 4, that's going to be $25 to spend maybe an hour or two on the beach.
Well, Terry and I were just discussing that we would feel more comfortable with it being 2 and 2. But that adds more confusion to it.
No, I think we evaluated this last year because I think staff recommended a fee, and I was all in favor of it, and I still am, for those folks that are walking in from Playland after Playland closes. They're literally walking across to us. They're not paying for parking, so we're not getting their parking revenue. And they're just waiting for the beach to be closed or officially, and then they're walking on the beach. So there was a large group of people. It proved very successful. I don't think we're looking to hurt residents with this fee, but I think as a casualty of this recommendation, you are. So I would think we should either shorten the time frame. Last year we did it from 5 p.m. I think we started, because whatever time, 6 p.m.?
3 p.m.
3 p.m. So then go to a reasonable time, and then charge for parking and free access to the beach. Because if you've gotten something from nothing, let's not create a further burden. I think 9 o'clock is a little bit too
4 to
onerous.
7.
Well, I mean, beach access free after a certain hour. I think that's important, and I agree with my colleague that we should not go till 9. Listen, the fireworks are a popular event for everyone. They want to go. It's at 9 o'clock. So if you stop at 7 p.m., it should be more than enough time for folks to come down and enjoy some sunlight and still get on the beach and watch the fireworks. Charge the parking until 9 p.m., but then the beach access, my recommendation would be beach access is free after 7 p.m. I don't know if everybody else agrees, Laura.
Well, you lose that whole crew coming over from Playland.
What time does the
Playland
Playland
closes.
Beach close?
No.
No, you won't lose it, Fred.
I think they close at 6 o'clock.
No,
They used to get on here at
they
3.
close at 6,
Yeah.
Right.
and then they start walking over to Arby.
Yeah, but
In
we,
fact, Mark used to call me on the radio and say, Fred, take a look at the amount of people.
right, I remember. You telling us that, yeah. But we got, I don't think we received, we could ask Doug, did we receive complaints? Did the residents of Rye complain when we introduced this new fee?
There was a handful of rides.
No, I'm not talking about the $2 fee. I know there was a handful of that, but this fee last year was, what was the beach access after 6 p.m.? Or
Now, this was a reduction, actually, when
It
we
was.
started it.
Because fireworks
Because
night,
if we didn't have it and you wanted to come to the beach at 5 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
you would have had to pay the $7 and $8 and.
Right.
Okay,
So we actually-
last
So
year
this
we
was a
charged-
reduction
okay. So tell
because
me-
it was in the evening.
All right, so tell me what you charged originally and then what you changed it to last year.
All right, well, last year, it was 3 to 6 p.m. was the timing.
Okay.
And it was the same $5 and $5.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with charging people $5. I would say I have charged after 6 p.m. People don't go to the beach really after 6 p.m. except for maybe an hour or two if it's fireworks night. But the reason they're going now is because it's free. They're waiting until it becomes free to go in. That will happen. You will get a crush of people at the gate no matter what time you stop charging. I mean, I think that's just a fact of life. People don't want to pay to go to the beach for an hour. They want to pay, they're happy to pay to go to the beach for the day, right? If it's a day's activity. But if they're just going because it's a beautiful night and they want to enjoy, the waterfront, they're going to wait until we stop charging. No matter what time that is, you're going to find that there are people who are waiting to access the beach when we stop charging. I think at some point in the day, it doesn't make a lot of sense to charge because there's not enough benefit to the people going, so we won't have people going to the beach at that hour. What time that is, I'm not entirely sure. I know that we got a fair amount of pushback from our residents for that $2 on fireworks night, so I'd rather not impose on Wednesday night and fireworks night. I think the nights that people come down for the events that we put down there, those are community building events, right? When they have bands playing down at Wrightstown Park. We don't really want to charge for beach access for those events, or do we? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what we've done in the past, but
The way I feel about it is that you have to have a certain amount of staff on duty when you have that many people, and somebody's got to pay for them. Now, if there was a way to pass it along to the non-residents that didn't make it too complicated, I would certainly be in favor of that. But I think we aren't here to just give everybody a free ride. I mean, somebody's got to pay for it. Either the taxpayers pay for it, or the users pay for it, or some combination.
And they're non-resident.
Yeah, and
Well,
I know that on the nights that we have the concerts, if it's a nice night, people will start rolling in, and they aren't just sort of, let's go down to the beach. They come in with huge amounts of stuff, coolers, blankets, they have chairs. They set up like they're going to be camping overnight, and they certainly stay till, I leave around 9:30, 9:45, after the concerts are over, and there's still a whole bunch of people out there having a great time, and I don't blame them. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, but I think somebody's got to clean up the garbage, and somebody's got to provide security and make sure the bathrooms are okay.
Set up and take down.
So, I'm just saying that I think, there's got to be the two principles I have is try to give advantage to the people with permits and try to cover your expenses.
The question is, we certainly know what happens on fireworks night, okay? It's free. What happens on the other nights we're talking about? And let's talk about, let's say, 4 to 7 or 4 to 6, whatever. Who are the individuals who are coming? Is it mostly non-residents?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of them are non-residents. We don't go
Do
survey.
80 to 90%.
It's still the 90-10 model, which is we've really tried so hard to attract the residents back to the park, and we've been more successful, but really our goal has not been achieved.
And Mayor, people that come from Playland are all non-resident. And they're coming because our beach is free, and believe me, the word gets around Playland. They're streaming in
But remember, Playland closes their beach at 6 o'clock.
at 6 o'clock.
So if you did this from 4 to 7, for example,
That's why I
if you
said
did this from
7.
4 to 7, you would capture those individuals,
Right.
and yet after 7 o'clock, the
You're not going to get
After
100%,
7
but that's
o'clock,
worth
we
it.
maybe that makes
4 to
sense.
7.
Maybe it's 7, right?
Maybe it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
But the problem too is, remember, there's only X number of buttons on the computers. And the more, a lot of times.
It's only changing, Terry, it's only changing the hours for beach access. Instead of going to 9 p.m.,
It's
shortening
good.
it. That's all
To
it is.
7, that's it.
The parking will still stay as a fee till 9 p.m.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
It's the beach
Sure.
access.
Just the beach access will change, and I think I'm hearing 7
Yes.
p.m.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds
Oh, I see,
good.
so we keep the parking
We
at
keep
4
the
to 9.
Sure,
keep it.
there's no reason not to keep
Yeah.
parking.
Remember, Seaside Johnny's is open.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of places.
So Commissioner Sonic, could you just summarize on where we got to on that?
And you have to have parking.
You'll all be
Now, are you
tested on
gonna
this
raise
later
the
on.
parking all week? You're not gonna differentiate firework nights, you're gonna?
No, I
keep
thought
it
we were
5
going
bucks?
to, I thought we were still keeping it.
Well, you're keeping it if you're killing it at 7 o'clock, anybody who wants to come for fireworks is coming, if they come at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, there's no fee.
There's parking there is.
Well, there's parking, yeah.
Right, but
I
there's
mean,
no beach
I'm in
access.
favor of $5 for afternoon/evening parking.
Yeah.
Because
All
the way,
5 nights
well-
or 7 nights a week.
before what we did is, well,
We did 2
Yeah.
except for Wednesday and Friday.
exactly.
Okay.
So
And we give it
after
free
6
on Wednesday and
o'clock, it
Fridays?
No, it was $5.
Well,
was-
it's
After
5.
6 o'clock,
Right.
it was 2 or 5.
Right.
Okay.
So now you're proposing
Keep-
4 on, it'll be 5?
4 to 7.
4 to 9 parking.
So hold on, let's,
4 to
I
9
I
for
think
parking.
what I'm understanding, let me take a crack at it. 4 to 9, parking, $5,
Yes,
right?
Monday through
Okay.
Friday.
Monday through Friday. And
What
then,
about Saturday and Sunday?
same thing, right?
Well, you didn't put it down as.
You
that's
didn't
why-
put it down, but
That was
that's
my
right.
next question. What are we doing Saturday and Sunday, Bishop?
Same thing,
So it's Monday through Sunday?
yes.
Okay, so why'd you put Monday through Friday?
Well,
Somebody did.
I'm sorry.
Bishop's taking blame
It's
for it. Okay,
we
good.
probably overlooked it, but, originally this concept started as how do we increase traffic during the week
Right.
when we knew that
This is the
things fell
bonus.
off in
Oh,
the
yeah, but
afternoon?
anyway, but so it's
So Monday-
7 days a week.
So it's either Sunday through
fine.
Friday or Monday through
Yeah,
Sunday,
that's
whichever
fine.
way
We
you want to
can,
look
we
at
can
it.
fix that.
Parking,
You don't even need to put days, just put
Yeah.
9 to 4.
Right, okay, let's
Right.
just, I really
Okay.
want to soldier through this.
And 4 to 7.
I'm afraid our journalists are going to
4 to
fall
7 is
asleep,
beach.
and even the
Right.
supervisor may fall asleep. So parking 7 days a week from 4 to 9 is going to be $5.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Beach access from 4 to 7, 7 days a week will be $5?
$5.
$5.
Okay, fine,
And then free after that.
correct.
okay, fine. And
Okay?
we'll get those Playland people. Yes, Bill?
Jason brought up one point here, and I guess maybe you
Well, we talked about July 4th, raising the fee just for one day, $20.
Mayor French mentioned that, even though he's absent, he did send us an email regarding that.
Right.
And we don't have to deal with that at this particular point in time, but we can deal with it.
We do have weekends and holidays, it does go up.
But he thought
No,
that
hold
maybe,
on. No, hold on.
No.
I think we have
We
been,
did that and had a lower.
hold on. I thought we abandoned that last year.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
And I think we should, again, this
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
Otherwise, we just lose.
I mean, we do go to $15.
So Mayor French, I didn't see the
There's a
email.
limit.
Mayor French has recommended $20.
Just for
well,
July 4th
what
only.
what Mayor French indicated in his absence, he just said, I like the suggestion by staff, I believe the increasing of the July, he liked the suggestion by staff, I am assuming what he means the recommendation on the fee schedule, I believe of increasing July 4th only rates. The
Right.
volleyball program, he talked about increasing, maybe looking at the rates on the volleyball program. But as far as the rates go, he was happy with the rate that he saw and wanted a discussion on the July 4th rates, but I don't know if you guys.
Well, let's just take quickly the volleyball. What do we do with, we keeping the volleyball the same?
Well, volleyball, you charged them $17 per player last year. We raised it from $15, if you'll remember. The revenue was roughly around $5,800 from the volleyball. They have somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 to plus.
Why don't we
players.
charge $20? I mean, why, $20 is normal,
They've asked already. I mean, we have a request from them to go ahead for this year.
I would make it $20, people. I mean, it's not, it's for the whole season.
Yeah,
right?
remember, but they get an exemption for parking.
Okay.
All right, so what happens is we give them a custom sticker,
Right.
if
For
you will.
once, it's a one-time annual fee of $20.
It's a one-time fee for the season for
Right.
$20.
And the
Right.
season
And it's
is
good.
how many- And the season is how many weeks?
16 weeks, roughly, 13 weeks, whatever.
$20. It's a bargain, yeah.
And
Sign me up.
and it's the permit that they get is good only
On Monday.
on Mondays from, I think, what is it, 6 o'clock? So, it's a very restrictive permit because
They can't
it
go watch
applies to-
fireworks with the volleyball thing.
No, it applies only to the volleyball players
All right,
on
20,
Monday.
$20?
20 bucks.
All
I'm in
right,
favor of
so
$20.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, that's okay. Why? What do you? Oh, that's okay. If they stop playing volleyball, they stop playing volleyball. That's fine. I don't care.
No, I'm not talking about volleyball, I'm talking about the $20.
What do you mean? But you guys.
Oh, no, we're not, no,
We're
that's,
not-
we're
No,
talking
no.
about the fireworks.
July 4th?
We're not talking about.
No, hold on. One thing at a time. So volleyball is going to $20.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
now,
No.
July 4th, 4th of July, the band's playing, the flags are waving. Why don't you want to increase it to $20?
Because
And we're just talking-
let's talk about a family that's going to July 4th. I mean, let's
Is
be
that right?
realistic.
Is that right?
The parking is.
Are you
15
suggesting we shouldn't? We shouldn't?
Should not. Yeah.
We shouldn't whack them on the national holidays? Is that what you're saying?
No, I really don't think.
Okay.
Well,
All
hold
right,
on.
all right, wait. Is anybody in favor of the $20?
Are we talking about parking for $20, or are we
No.
talking about beach access for $20?
No, it's,
Or volleyball.
it would be,
Where we go?
No, you're talking about the
parking,
parking.
parking.
Parking, $20.
No, I think we leave everything alone.
All right, okay. I think we should continue.
All right, I'm not going to.
Okay, so Mayor French isn't here to defend himself, so
As far as the parking fee schedule.
I tried, Doug.
We need to take a motion on this.
Well, I think, no, so actually, let's just, do you mind if I,
No, go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
summarize,
Start with the fees.
So we're gonna go permit fees.
I'll start with the date.
And Bishop,
date of
just
commission.
double check I've got this right.
Yep,
Single family goes from 140 to 150.
yes,
The platinum plan goes from 335 down to 300.
yes,
The non-resident single family goes to 230.
yes,
The non-resident family goes to 330.
yes,
The annual parking goes to 150.
perfect.
All right, no change on July 4th. No
Okay.
no holiday. We love these holidays. We're not gonna change holidays. The only
Okay.
thing we're gonna do on the parking, effectively as recommended by, or mostly as recommended by staff, parking throughout the week, for 7 days a week, from 4 to 9 p.m. will be $5. Beach
No, 4 to
access,
7 p.m.
no, 4 to 9 p.m. parking.
Oh, okay,
Parking.
yes, yes.
Parking,
You're right,
parking,
you're
4
right.
to 9,
Okay.
$5, 7 days.
All right,
Everyone.
Beach access from 4 to 7
4 to
p.m.
7.
right,
7 days a week will be $5.
okay.
Now, are we gonna just stop at 7 o'clock on
Yes.
Wednesdays and Fridays?
Yes,
Okay,
yep, yep.
okay.
So that's it.
Only other change, Joe, is
All days a week they're going to stop.
And volleyball is $20.
All days a week they're stopping charging.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
All right, you know that on fireworks nights, if we stop at 7 o'clock, we're gonna lose a lot of business.
Stop what?
Well, I thought we already made that
No,
decision.
no, you're
not
gonna
parking.
close
Oh, no, you're
parking
gonna
until
start,
9.
parking is till 9.
Just the
Parking is
beach.
till 9.
It's just beach access. Just
5
beach
days a
ac-
week, beach
So we
access.
capture,
Okay.
we capture by
Come on,
getting
Fred,
this
pay
quiz.
attention. I know it's a long meeting here.
There's a quiz.
You know what's gonna happen. Every time you increase the time, the people wait.
But it's an hour now that they
That's
have
what
to
I was
wait.
saying. That is what I was saying.
Wait a long
Well, actually, you can make it 4 to 10. What difference is it?
For parking?
Parking, yeah.
I can care how long you charge for parking.
Yeah,
I
you can
think
make
I'm
it-
parking-
No,
you're
we're-
talking about people
They're not
who
sitting there at
get
9
Yeah.
o'clock waiting to come in for
You
the
know
fireworks. Is that
what,
what
we'll
you're
test it
saying?
out this year.
Let's,
Right up till 9
right.
To be honest, during the week, we close at 9 o'clock. On fireworks, it's 9:15 or whatever.
Right.
the
Sure.
first
So
firework-
actually, 4 p.m. till parking, 4 p.m. till close.
No, 'cause
Listen to me. It's 4 p.m. to close. I don't want somebody sitting there, there are 100 cars waiting to come in, so it's 4 p.m. to close. The idea is that you start, look, we're reducing the rate to $5 at 4 o'clock. That's all we're doing. You charge parking the whole evening long.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 4 p.m. till close, it's $5. It's not like 9 o'clock, you're sneaking in. The beach is 7 o'clock is the close. And so that's it. And so, because I don't want somebody, some counting there at 9:01 saying, I'm not paying the $5. So it's 4 p.m. till close.
let me tell you.
So I'm saying, so we're going to, exactly.
You don't go
All right.
right around.
No, and listen, whatever time you stop charging, they
Yes.
will,
Yeah, yeah.
in fact, do that.
So that's how you
Whatever
want to miss.
time,
It's
you
not
know.
4 to 9,
That's
it's
right.
4 to close.
And then you have
Parking.
problems with the neighbors if they're in the circle. because
Do we have a
there are more
motion?
cars in-
Well, I got-
Right.
All right,
Just one-
okay.
Just one more change, it's today's date. The commission
Right,
is adopting it
2/25.
25, not 26.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion as so modified by Chairman Carter.
I got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Okay. Beautiful, great. All right,
Thank
the
you very
budget's
much.
easy then. Budget's break even.
We will,
Yeah, I saw that.
Once again.
Once again, well,
Well,
but let's go through. So I
That's-
think we have a good shot
We
at,
didn't break even for
We got-
2012.
well, we want to point out a couple of things.
actually, when are we going to get the 2012 numbers, by the way, definitive?
Well, these are as
No.
definitive as you're going to get,
Which shows
other
the
than
$48,000.
other than the audit. That's correct.
And what's our loss?
Right now, we're showing a $48,000 loss, and the only variable that we are not comfortable with is the unemployment tax.
Insurance.
Right now, we're showing $19,571 as actual booked. The auditors typically will make an accrual adjustment, and we just don't know how big that is until they complete their analysis.
So you
All right,
think
so
it's
that-
going to be worse than that?
That may add, that's correct.
So
That-
how much more?
If I were a betting man, I would say a number that is shy of $20,000.
More.
Yes.
So we're going to have a
But it could be 12, it could be.
Well, we're going to end up with a 70,000. So we're at 48. I expect then a $70,000
Yeah,
loss
it's
this year.
possible. It's possible.
And it was with good weather.
That was with good weather. All right, so now why are we not going to have a $70,000 loss
This year.
this year?
Well,
And I
we're-
guess the answer, let me give you the brief answer, and then I'll let the guys that did all the hard work tell you. When we have an $8,000, $695 increase in revenues, you heard Bishop talk about the three different metrics, and that's an average number. So, and it's consistent with this year. So we did 903 this year, 912 next year. The real savings is in the costs. We're going down from 950 to 912, and the overall costs